Regular programming will not be seen at this time, so we may bring you this 3 News special presentation. Now from the KIII TV studios, this is Ask the Chief.
Everyone, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday and for this special 3 News edition of Ask the Chief. I'm Katu Diarte. We're very happy to have here Chief Mike Markle. Great to see you,
good
Chief.
To see you again. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, anytime. And the Chief has been very kind to join us to ask, to answer some questions. We're going to talk to the Chief about different things, like how the police department handles certain situations and their future plans. We'll also ask him some of your questions and take a look at the K-9 unit. Wait till you see this story. It's so wonderful. So we're going to get started. Chief, we're going to start with a couple of things. You know, there are a lot of things that have been making headlines about road rage. We want to just talk about road rage in general. There seems to be, especially on social media, you know, some people will complain about drivers cutting them off and road rage happening. Are you hearing this from drivers, and what do you do if you're caught in that type of situation?
Well, we do have those complaints occasionally, and my suggestion, my strong suggestion, if you're caught in that situation is stay calm. Create some distance between you and that other vehicle, exit the freeway or whatever roadway you're on at the time. But just stay out of it. Don't let yourself get worked up. Nobody needs to be somewhere that badly that they should be engaging in a confrontation with somebody else in a vehicle that they don't know about. You don't know if there's weapons. You don't know what could happen. It's a volatile situation. You just need to stay calm and remove yourself from that threat.
It's one of those things where, I mean, if you're trying to get somewhere, you're trying to pick up your kid, or you're trying to just, you know, get to work and you're a bit late. So a lot of emotions take over. But at what point do we call 911?
You should call 911 immediately if somebody is aggressive towards you and they're, you know, if they're closing in on your vehicle or if they're doing something that's overt that you feel puts you in danger. But your primary safety, you should think about yourself and removing yourself from that situation.
Sure. And going from that talk to distracted driving, I know that there have been a lot of changes and some ordinance, obviously an ordinance that was passed about, what, 2 years ago?
Probably three years ago at least,
already,
yes.
About not texting and driving. Are you seeing any changes? I mean, we still seem to get a lot of people out there.
There's a lot of folks still texting and driving, being distracted while they're driving. I'll tell you, it's a big wrestling match. You know, you're talking about changing a culture. I think public education is going to be the key factor to changing that. We certainly enforce it as much as we can. We've gotten enforcement grants to include distracted driving, where we're writing tickets through grant monies on overtime, so it's paid for.
Okay.
But it is prevalent. It's still being done too much.
Is that still a main offense? So if an officer sees you texting while you're driving, they can pull you over for that and ticket you for that?
They sure can. They can pull you over, and we have an ordinance that prohibits that.
Geocaching program, what is that and how's that working?
That's something that was started by my PIO, the information office within the police department, and it's you know, we always want to tell our folks where we're running radar. We're not trying to play gotcha. We want folks to slow down and let them know where we're at. Well, our group within the PD has been geocaching, putting the latitude and longitude in there. It's created some stir. It's brought in some folks to come to our social media site, so they're better aware of what's going on, and it's actually been pretty successful.
Okay, that's certainly good to hear, because that's something that we don't want to see people out there texting. And you can be distracted by anything. You can be distracted by changing the radio, eating in the car.
Sure, and that's normal. Well, those are normal things, but just do those things that you're in control of. If you have to text, wait for the text. You know, don't sit there on the phone while you're traveling down the freeway.
All right, Chief. Let's talk about something else. Police arresting over 1,400 people for intoxicated driving last year. It was a record for the department. Why do you think there's been an increase?
Well, it's resource based, and it's those numbers that, you know, 1,400 is a large number, but it's a positive thing. It's because we've applied the resources to find those drunk drivers. Unfortunately, I think if I had the resources, we could increase that number more.
Catch even more.
It's an issue. It's something that we're going to stay on top of and every year do better than we did the previous year.
So that people at home know what happens when you're arrested for a DWI. It's not very simple, right? It's not a very simple process.
It's not a simple process. You know, if you're arrested, you know, you do a breathalyzer test or a blood alcohol test. It's very costly in the court system. You can lose your license. It can really impact your life in a negative way.
And it can go on, it can stay on your record, or it could even take years. It
can take years, and it can prohibit you from certain jobs in the future. You know, like being a police officer. You can't be a police officer if you've been convicted of DWI.
Okay. You know, there are quite a few Texans who seem ready for the legalization of marijuana. This is a big topic that we have seen on our social media page. There are different cities and counties in Texas that have created kind of a relaxed attitude when it comes to possession of marijuana. What is it here in Corpus Christi?
It's still against the law, and if we find you in possession of marijuana, we'll still charge you as always. Now, the DA's office has some different programs for first-time offenders. It's really for them to speak about, but as far as law enforcement goes, it is against the law, and we will still do as we have done.
So it doesn't matter if you have a small amount or a large amount. Either way, you're still...
If you're in possession, it's still a violation of law. Okay.
Where does the department stand in the whole legalization movement?
The department stands that our position is always that we follow the law. We're not, we don't mire ourselves in the politics of things. We enforce the law as it's written, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
All right, Chief. Many kids are about to be out of school. You know, summer is right around the corner. It seems like crime increases right around the summer months. What do you want to say to parents out there, and especially teenagers who are watching?
Well, I ask parents to understand, know where your kids are. Be cognizant of their behavior. Make sure that you talk to them about being safe, driving safe. They're going to be out and about. We usually run some initiatives for traffic, minor in possession of alcohol initiatives, those things to mitigate any problems that our youth may get themselves into.
Are there any special plans to keep crime down during the summer months?
There's special plans every day to keep crime down. But yes, we'll have some enforcement action going on. Like I said, our traffic picks up going to the beach and leaving on the island and those kind of places. And we'll be adding resources to those areas where we can.
Why do you think crime increases during the summer?
Well, I think the crime trends change depending on the season. You know, and at the end of the year, it's around the shopping areas. In the summer, your highways going to and from the beach, and those places that are popular for tourists and children, you know, and our young ones who are out of school. So it just redirects, and we need to be knowledgeable about that redirection and make sure the resources are going where they're supposed to go.
All right, and so in April, you know, the city activated, you know, the Emergency Operations Center when there was that accident involving the tanker near the Harbor Bridge. How vital is the Emergency Center in that type of situation?
Well, our EOC is very vital. It actually falls under the guise of Chief Rocha and the fire department. Of course, we're all intertwined as city departments work in there. And what it is, it's a resource shop. So when you have an active scene like that, they have a center to reach out for the resources they need and to supply the coordination for the event as a whole. It's a very, very important part of our ability to handle things like that.
It's interesting because we do this, I was pointing to the monitor, because of the Emergency Center. It's operated also during hurricane season, right?
During hurricane season.
And even Buck Days?
Buck Days, special events. We want to open it up when there's any kind of chance that something could, you know, if we have a big event. I think the Buck Parade brought 120,000 people.
That's a lot.
So it's a lot of folks. If you had some kind of incident, you would want to make sure the EOC was stood up very quickly and ready to handle the situation. So it is, you know, it's expandable. So they start there and get it ready to roll if need be.
All right, and Chief, Corpus Christi Police Department recently received 130 body cameras. I'm sure you're very happy with this. Are all our police officers equipped with body cameras?
Not all yet. We're growing the body camera as into the field, the officers in uniform out making calls. I think it's been successful. It helps officers record data that's needed on the call, and it's good for our citizens too.
And vice versa.
And vice versa,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Police Chief Mike Markle joining us for this special 3 News Ask the Chief segment, and we're going to be back with more questions coming from you. A lot of you out on the street had some questions for the Chief, as well as many of you on Facebook. 3 News Ask the Chief continues right after this.
Stay with us as Ask the Chief continues right after this.
For cleaner, fresher air, don't forget your filters. Fast and friendly service from
Hi, I'm Luis Perez, owner of Volkswagen Corpus Christi. It's May, and we're having our 7th-year anniversary sale. 2017 new Jetta for only $14,995 or payments of $99 a month. Yes, $99 a month. Or 2017 Passat for only $17,995 and payments of $159 a month. And remember, our cars are well-equipped, not stripped, overbuilt, and not overpriced. And our cars get up to 40 miles per gallon on a gas engine 5-passenger car. Come see me. I'll personally work that deal for you. You're approved. Peace and love, my friends.
I'm Don Lavelle, pastor of the fellowship, and this is my wife, Marva. While you're dreaming and planning for your future, allow me to remind you to be thankful and to be truly grateful for the blessings you have in your life today.
And if you take the time to really think about it and allow God to open the eyes of your understanding, you will have a lot to be thankful for.
Your circumstances may not be perfect, but we have this confidence that God loves us and He will never leave us nor forsake us. Be thankful.
Hurricane season is from June 1st through November 30th. Our 3 News weather team wants you to know the essentials of how to prepare for the dangers of severe weather. Preparation is the best protection. This is the KIII-TV official hurricane guide, available on our website and Walmart stores in South Texas. It has important information you'll need when you need it most. Sponsored by Evans Glass Service, Hurricane Alley Water Park, and your Coastal Bend Chevy dealers.
Hi everyone, welcome back to this 3 News special segment, Ask the Chief, a chance for you to get to know Chief Mike Markle and get a glimpse of how the police department operates. In this segment, we are taking to the streets and you get to ask the Chief. So you ready for this, Chief?
Sure.
All right, let's take a look at some of the questions from our 3 News followers from our Facebook page as well as out on the street. Here's the first question.
I was wondering how citizens can go about finding out about their charges that have been pending for like 2-3 years.
Well, 2 or 3 years is a long time, so if at that point it should be in the district attorney's office, so I would suggest calling the district attorney and asking them where they are with the charges that have been filed. If it's a case of shorter duration, you can always call our investigative unit and we'll tell you where we're at with the case and if we've presented it to the district attorney's office.
Okay, our next question is about the best way to deal if you are confronted by a homeless person.
What do we do about the homeless that are begging on the street and they're like, I don't know whether they have drug problems or they're homeless?
Well, that's a good question. Now, our homeless, make up many parts of our society, right? There are some that are intentionally homeless, and there are some that have drug issues or mental health issues. But what you can do is make sure you're giving to those charitable organizations that deal with the homeless and will help them get off the street and get the services that they need.
You say it's not good rather than giving money.
Correct. Rather than give directly to the individuals, because you don't know what their issues may be, or you don't know if you're increasing their stay on the street, right? Give to one of those organizations. We have several in our city that will help them and that will provide the services they need to live a better life.
Of course, if anyone gets aggressive, it's
sure.
just call 911.
If they get aggressive, again, make some distance and call the police.
Okay, Chief, it's safe to say that just about everybody is on social media. Everybody has a Facebook page, Twitter, even Instagram, even the police department. Take a look at this. These are some of the posts that were made by the police department. This was a great one. We really like this one. May the 4th be with you. This was a reminder about distracted driving. This was on, what was it, May 4th when all that was coming up about Star Wars. And this is a super cute one. A young man came by the police department, collected 100 high fives from the police department. You guys are getting very active on Facebook and social media.
We need to be active. We need to, any way we can reach out into our community and make us approachable and allow us to approach our citizenry, be it for just normal interaction to humanize the police department or to make sure the word's out on something that we're looking at. The more folks we have interaction with, the better we can police our city.
And speaking of that, we've seen a lot of missing elderly, sometimes young people, and you guys have taken to social media sometimes to post that. Is that helpful?
Absolutely, it's helpful. Anytime we can get more folks involved in what we're doing, the better we can do it.
The more eyes, of
The more
course.
eyes are on it, the better we can do it.
We have some questions actually from our Facebook viewers. This one comes from Michelle. This question, can we ever get any help getting accessible parking spots under control? I assume it's handicap parking. People who actually need these spots are unable to use them, she says, because of the abuse. What do you say to that, Chief?
Well, it's something that we work hard on. Right now, I think we're looking at some volunteers to help us go and check those handicap parking spots to give us more eyes on the issue. It's certainly something we take serious, and our officers respond to those types of calls routinely.
Now, you don't call 911 when you see something like that. Or who do you reach out to
Well,
if you see something?
You can call our non-emergency number. It's 886-2600.
Okay.
And if there's something with gravity about the issue, if there's something, a confrontation occurs, of course, call 911.
Okay, this one comes from Tres Smith, says, can you explain the criteria for a vehicle to be considered stolen? What if the thief stole the keys to the vehicle as well?
Well, the criteria for a stolen vehicle is that somebody steals your vehicle and you did not give them permission to take it. What you can do to help us is to make sure your keys are not left in the vehicle. That's happening a lot lately.
It sounds so simple, but it does. Right?
People leave their vehicles running, dropping your child off at daycare, or running in the house real quick, or running in the store real quick with your vehicle running.
To do. Yeah.
Yep, somebody will jump in your car and take it. So first, be cognizant, lock your vehicle, take your keys. A lot of times folks leave a key in their car, it's broken into, or their house is broken into, and the keys may be taken. So just think about those things.
All right, and this next question comes to us from Joy Pumala.
With all of our focus on minor drug possession and those kind of arrests, are we missing out on bigger, more serious crimes here?
No, we're not missing out. It is an issue. We focus very hard on our major crimes, as we always have. But remember, we have a synthetic issue right now. Those are possession of drugs, and it's a huge issue. It's something that we're wrestling with, and it's very impactful to our city and our city's quality of life. So we're not over focusing on any one crime. We're using our resources as we think we should.
Mia Valdez has the next question for the Chief.
I was wondering if CCPD has any programs in place to help stop crime among youth in our city.
Of course. We're always interactive with our youth. As a matter of fact, I just left an elementary school, and the gang unit is at another elementary school today, speaking to the children. But we do also have the Police Athletic League, where we interact with literally thousands of children. We give them access to organized sports and police officers and those things. That gives them some direction and some discipline. And I think anytime we can interact with our youth to try to catch them early, we help our future.
Sure. Okay. And this last one comes from somebody looking to become a police officer who asks, it's Jose Valles, and asks, can a non-U.S. citizen become a police officer here in Corpus Christi?
Not here in Corpus Christi and not in the state of Texas. It's actually state law. You have to be a citizen to be a police officer.
That's definitely a requirement. All right, listen, we're going to take a look at the K9 unit. I've been waiting for this story to run. That's what's coming up next as we continue this special presentation of Ask the Chief. You get to meet the K9 unit after this.
Stay with us as Ask the Chief continues right after this. On Saturday, May 27th, you're invited to a very special event. Come out to Their Day, the first ever celebration to spread awareness for different disabled challenges. Enjoy live music, water slides, carnival games, fireworks, and more. Snap a selfie at the 3 News social booth and share with all your friends and family. Best of all, it's free and open to the public. Saturday, May 27th from 1 to 9 p.m. at Salinas Park. There's more information about Their Day on our website.
Discover your power. 70,000 walkers in more than 60 cities, all walking with one unified purpose: to end lupus. Join the walk to end lupus now and experience firsthand the power of the movement. Every step you take brings us closer to a life free of lupus. You have the power.
Bring your family and friends and discover your power on Saturday, May 27th. Register at lupustexas.org.
It's a down payment double cross. On it.
Hi! The dealership lied about the down payment.
Well, at Drive Time, you can get your real down payment online before you shop.
And everyone's approved. To Drive Time.
Get approved and know your down payment before you shop. Only at Drive Time.
At Denver Mattress, we love being your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer, partly because 93% of Tempur-Pedic customers love their mattresses. And you gotta love that they precisely adapt to your body, right? Right. Here's something else to love. 6 years, no interest financing on every Tempur-Pedic mattress we carry. So stop in and let one of our knowledgeable sales associates fit you to a Tempur that's exactly right for you. A better tomorrow starts tonight at Denver Mattress inside Furniture Row.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ask the Chief. In this next segment, we're going to take a look at the canine units, some of their jobs, and how they keep up with their police work. 3 News photojournalist Dale Stefan and Ruben Almeida bring us this story of Officer Lynch and his partner, Tanja.
They're a very, very important tool. Each dog has its own specialties. We have single-purpose dogs, which odor detection. And then we have dual-purpose dogs, which not only detect narcotics, but they also are apprehension dogs. If you're already afraid of a dog, and now you see a dog that's trained, sometimes it keeps us from having to get physical.
There, see, that's how she says hi. This is Tanja. She's a Belgian Malinois.
We pretty much have Belgian Malinois. We want a social dog. Everybody thinks, oh, they're mean. Well, we don't want a mean dog. We want a dog that's problem-solving.
Hey!
Social.
I talk to Tanja in Dutch, so when you hear my commands, if they sound a little odd, that's what I'm doing to her. Blijven. Zie. Good job.
Obedience is a big part. Obedience bleeds over into everything else. As the dog trusts you, that dog will do anything for you. And basically, you have your faith in the dog.
Good girl. For the 10 hours while I'm at work, if I don't have her deployed, this is her home. The car is air conditioned. If the air conditioning were to go off or stop working, we have an alarm, and then the lights and the siren would go off, and I would get a text message on my phone. She belongs to the police department, but she lives with me, stays with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our policy is when the dog retires that she gets to live with me for the rest of her life. Like I said, we've been together for 3 years now, and the bond, it's not like having a personal dog. The bond is just strong. In fact, I've been on the police department for 24 years. I've had female partners. My wife has never been jealous, except for this female partner.
Nate! This is weekly. We train weekly. We train weekly. It's ongoing. It never stops.
This is 14 grams of heroin, brown heroin, cocaine, of methamphetamine, and this is the marijuana. We use nothing but real drugs all the time.
And the reason why the real drugs, why we train on them is because that odor is unique to that type of drug. And that way, if it comes to court purposes or whatever, we actually train on the real thing. It's not what they call pseudo.
Okay, she's picking up the drugs so we can do a track. She enjoys finding drugs because when she finds drugs, she gets her reward, which is her ball.
Thank you to Ruben and Dale for putting that piece together. Great to see the canine
awesome,
unit.
Yeah.
You have several canine police officers out there.
Several canine officers. The canines themselves are officers. So.
That's right.
Yep, that's right.
And so they help, as we saw there, they help out in so many things. I always thought it was just drugs, but there's so many other ways that you use them.
Well, drugs and apprehension, which include tracking or helping with an aggressive suspect who's fighting it. So they're wonderful assets.
That was a great soundbite. What did the officer say? His wife had never been jealous of a female partner until Tanja. So that was fantastic. All right, and we'll be back with more final thoughts from the chief right after this.
I used to dream. I was turning my passion into a paycheck. Today, I am.
Go from I dream to I am. Del Mar College. Dreams delivered.
From the moment you see it, it commands your respect. You can feel its immense power. The only way to master it is to venture inside. Go ahead, dive in. The GMC Sierra. we are professional grade. Get nearly $9,500 total value on select specially equipped 2017 Sierra Crew Cab SLT vehicles in stock. Only at your Coastal Bend GMC dealers.
How do you protect and accessorize your vehicle? Stop by Z-Bart today. We offer rust protection, undercoat, diamond gloss, window tint, and so much more to protect your investment. Check out our $6.99 special for Rhino liner and undercoat, or save 50% off on our rust-proof and undercoat combo. Now only $2.99 with a lifetime warranty. Z-Bart offers a full line of accessories like roll and lock bed covers, amp research automatic step, and so much more. Stop by Z-Bart. Save money and save your car.
Scott Air Conditioning, your total comfort, that's our mission. Since 61, we've kept your AC online. We'll fix it day or night, but never charge overtime.
Lower your utility bills with a new Carrier system. Turn to the experts at Bodine Scott and save even more with factory and utility rebates.
Bodine Scott Air Conditioning, your total comfort, that's our mission.
If you ever need to get a hold of the police department, they can be reached at the non-emergency number, which is 886-2600, 886-2600. But listen, it's 2017 and the department is very active on social media, so make sure to check out their Facebook page at Corpus Christi PD on Facebook. You can share your pictures, and also on Twitter. Their Twitter handle is Corpus Christi PD, and also they are on Instagram. So many things that you can do to follow them and also reach them through social media. Chief Mike Markle, any final thoughts?
Yeah, to follow up on our social media, sign up, stay abreast of what's going on, interact with us. It really helps us out tremendously, and it's good to know what's going on in the city. And it is summertime, so we hope you enjoy the city. We hope our students and visitors enjoy themselves. Visit the new addition to our aquarium. It's wonderful. Visit our beaches, but be cognizant of the rip current. Be cognizant of the dangers of the water. Swim in pairs, or make sure you keep an eye on your child, and just have a great time.
Have a great time.
Yep,
Summer is here, and we'd love to see that. Chief, again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and we thank you so much for joining us for this special presentation of Ask the Chief. Have a great Sunday, everyone.
This has been a special presentation of 3 News.